Hello everyone. Today we have with us Ashish Dhawan, Managing Director, Enterprise, Mid-Market and Global Business, South Asia at Amazon Web Services or AWS. Welcome to the show, Ashish.
Thank you so much, Sunil. Really appreciate your time and
Yeah.
glad to be with you.
Yeah. So I think I'll just start straight away with the questions. So, the hot topic, of course, is COVID. Though I would say like COVID is now coming to an end. We are like reaching the new normal. So maybe like if you could look back at 2020 and was there an increased adoption of cloud among large enterprises and SMBs? And how did it differ both at the India and the global level?
Yes, absolutely. So, COVID has shown us that businesses that leverage the cloud, Sunil, showed an increasing resilience towards disaster recovery and business continuity than businesses that were not on cloud. Right, businesses that were on cloud were able to operate without any disruptions. They were able to service and delight their customers even in these situations, right? And that's what happened in 2020. Customers realized that being on the cloud is super important. Having their key and critical applications on the cloud makes them run their businesses more efficiently, and they're prepared for most of the disasters that would come about, just like the pandemic, right? So we're working with large enterprises to make sure that their key and most critical workloads get migrated to the cloud. They utilize our platform for data analytics and machine learning so that they can get innovative outcomes. We're also working with SMEs. Now, SMEs are experimenting and building a set of new offerings, right? So we've created a AWS digital suite, which are very simple solutions like payroll or customer management solutions, and we put them together to make a ISV digital suite for our SME customers. We also announced, if you've noticed, we also announced a partnership with Airtel to service 2,500 enterprises and SME customers. Now, Airtel obviously has a fairly wide reach within the India market. So their Airtel Cloud will build on the AWS Cloud practice, supported by AWS Professional Services to actually service these customers. And we are very, very excited about that partnership as well. So in summary, I do believe that going on in the future, learning from the issues that came about due to the pandemic, people have realized that enterprises need to be digitally run businesses, right? And therefore, utilization of the cloud is going to only increase. Nobody will be on the fence. People will take decisions of building new applications on cloud and migrating their legacy applications on the cloud, whether it's large enterprises or SME customers.
So, like one interesting thing you said is that nobody will be on the fence. So everybody has jumped in, and 2020
Yes,
has, yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Nobody's on the fence anymore,
yeah,
right? People who thought that, oh, should I go to the cloud or not? Do I have the right talent there or not? What are the right projects? What are the right applications? Nobody's on the fence anymore, right? People have decided to move on the cloud. It's up to us now to help them go to the cloud, with utmost confidence. And we're doing a number of things, right? We're helping customers to first understand their skills, right? We're helping them develop a skills plan, a workforce transformation plan, so that they have the right skills within the company. We're helping them derive a top down vision, right? So that they can actually have a bold target towards migrating applications to the cloud. We're also helping them with innovative programs, right? So that they don't have to wait for the last application, plan for the last application to move to the cloud. Those programs help them move applications, in sprints, so that you can create a programmatic way for migration to the.
yeah. So, like, yeah, one thing is you have mentioned if there is a rapid cloud adoption, you have to pick up the skills, and you need a long-term cloud vision. Every company needs.
Apps,
Yeah.
apps,
Yeah, so that
apps.
that is good, but then there's another thing when you rapidly come on the cloud, especially for these new companies, is the security issue. So what are the security issues and threats you faced, and what have been the safeguards against that?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question, right? So, AWS looks at security in three ways. First is uh, building a secure architecture. Second is offering security services through the platform. And then making sure that the AWS platform is also available to all the security companies so that they can offer their cloud security services. Now, as far as infrastructure is concerned, security is our top priority, right? This is the platform. The AWS platform is used by mission critical enterprises, right? Highly secure security institutions like military and government and security agencies. And this is the same platform we offer to all our customers, right? So therefore, we've built this platform with a deep set of cloud security tools with more than 200 security, compliance, and governance services. To give you an example, we're already ISO 27001 and 27003 compliant, which is the cloud security and cloud privacy compliance. We're SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3 compliant for financial services companies. We have HIPAA, FedRAMP, and many other compliances which are home to various industries. So you'll find that it's one of the most compliant infrastructure that is built. At the same time, we offer security services through the platform itself, right? We've got web application firewalls, we've got key management systems, we've got many services which are offered through the AWS platform. And we also offer the platform to our security companies who are ISV customers on the platform, like people like Splunk and Palo Alto Networks and F5 Networks, who work very closely with us to offer security services to our customers. So all in all, you have a very highly secure platform with more than 200 plus security compliances and governance services. At the same time, the platform itself offers AWS native services like web application firewalls. At the same time, you've got companies like Splunk and Palo Alto Networks also offering security through AWS platforms.
Yeah. So that's about the cloud migration and workload. But at the back end, you also need the heavy duty data centers. So right now there are, I think, more than 500 hyperscale data centers in the world. We could not have imagined that a few years back. But I think that is one place where India is lacking, because like when I looked at the list, US and China are the biggies, but even Japan has more data centers than us. So I mean, also it's very important because we are talking of data localization now. That is the new mantra. You have to keep in India, not only make in India. You have to keep the data in India. And one thing is, Amazon is opening a lot of data centers. So maybe if you can tell us about your data center plans and also how India can cope in the data center field.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the cloud opportunity is immense. Right? We will constantly look at various parameters to keep on opening data centers all across the world. Today, we have 77 availability zones and 24 geographic regions. And we've actually announced plans for 18 more availability zones and 6 more AWS regions right across the world. And as you are aware, we already announced the expansion of our services to include a second infrastructure region in India by mid 2022 in Telangana. This is the new Hyderabad region, which will consist of 3 availability zones in Hyderabad also. So our customer base is growing, and we are committed to staying ahead of their needs by building the infrastructure of the future. The new Hyderabad region will provide our customers very high availability and an ability to architect applications, run in multiple India regions, and have a very highly fault tolerant infrastructure, even having one of the lowest latencies across India. Now, as far as the growth in India is concerned, the second region shows you our commitment to India and shows you how we want to make grow in India by adding a second region and 3 availability zones.
Yeah. So also, like, is it these data localization it used keep in India? Now Europe came out with the GDPR regime. Then the California came act. The Indian Parliament came out. Now Europe is further updating its laws in 2021. So how do you, as a keeper of data and a provider of cloud, how do you manage to keep update with all these changes? And you also have to
Yeah,
give
no,
like different laws across different geographies. So
No, absolutely. So AWS customers retain ownership and control of the data stored in AWS. And that's why we've had the AWS Asia Pacific, which is the Mumbai region, since July 2016. And so if our customers need to store their data in India due to regulatory reasons, they have the ability to do so since 2016. And the important point to keep in mind is that keeping in data in the country increases when you have also the second region coming up, right? Which is the Hyderabad region, right? So we have the second region coming, and as I told you, the second region itself has 3 availability zones, and it basically shows our commitment towards the country, the growth plans in the country, and you can see that very apparent in the investment that we make.
so also another thing, like the common person has been unable to keep up with the data explosion. I mean, the amount of data that is being created is like unparalleled. I mean, already there was a data explosion in the 2010s. Then we had COVID. Then you have IoT devices, which one Cisco estimate says it'll be 500 billion by 2030. So I cannot imagine how you manage to, manage this much data, how you use AI tools, the analytics tool. I mean, it's big. It's first the cloud, then you have the data centers, then you have the data itself, you have analyzing that data, AI security. So I just want to know how you view this whole huge issue of managing this explosion
No,
of data.
absolutely. Very good question, Sunil. So, look, over the next 10 or 20 years, it is likely actually that most companies' on-premises footprint will not be servers. All the servers will actually move to the cloud.
Okay.
The on-premises footprints will actually be connected devices. So billions of these devices will be in your home, your offices, your factories, on ships, on trains, on airplanes, in agricultural fields. Right? These sensors are already there everywhere, but they are going to increase in number drastically. They're typically very small, with a very small CPU and a very small disk, right? And therefore, this is why cloud is becoming disproportionately important to supplement these devices, because they have a very small computing amount of disk. Cloud becomes a force multiplier for IoT, right? And already you can see most of the IoT applications are built over the last that have been built over the last few years, actually built on AWS. Whether it's Illumina or iRobot or LG Electronics or Comcast or NASA or Nokia, all these IoT applications have been built on AWS, and in combination with our IoT and a service which we call as AWS Greengrass, it gives developers single pane of glass so that they can decide what processing and what analytics they want to do on the cloud. Now, on analytics per se, it's amazing how much analytics are being done in the cloud, right? It's never been easier to collect, store, and analyze and share data than today, right? Because of cloud, right? You can collect all kinds of data. You can store all the data. You don't have to be picky or choosy. Okay, I'm going to choose only this data, and I'm going to remove that data. You can store all data, and then of course you can use tools to analyze all data, and then you can have visualization tools, right, to actually visualize the data, and all happening on cloud, right? So yeah, in fact, this is one of our most exciting services, analytics services. And yesterday, in reInvent 2020, AWS announced 3 new analytics capabilities that dramatically improve the performance of Amazon Redshift data warehouses. One is called as Aqua for Amazon Redshift, which accelerates querying with an innovative new hardware accelerated cache. The second is called as AWS Glue Elastic Views, that helps developers build applications that use data from multiple data sources with materialized views, and it combines automatically and replicates data across data warehouses. And the third is called Amazon QuickSight Q, which actually delivers machine learning capabilities for Amazon QuickSight business intelligence tools. It gives you an ability to use natural language and natural language expressions and ask business questions on Amazon QuickSight Q bar so that you can get answers in response to those natural language queries. So I mean to say that this is one of the most exciting areas. And to summarize, more data is now getting created every hour than in a 20-year period in some time back, right? So in fact, there's more amount of data created over the next 3 years than the amount that was created over the past 30 years, right? And so therefore, we feel that the same old tools will not work in this new area. And there will be a lot of use for, use cases for services like Amazon Athena for serverless querying, Amazon Elasticsearch service for searching and visualizing log data, Amazon Kinesis for processing real-time streams, and many other analytic services that we have. In India, we've had a large number of customers like HDFC Life who already started using our analytics and machine learning services to drive outcomes like personalization for their customers. A few days ago in the keynote with Andy Jassy, we had the CIO of JP Morgan Chase, Lori Beer, come and talk about how they are using Amazon Redshift and Amazon SageMaker analytics and machine learning services to make sure that they give a very intelligent platform for their community to take decisions. So there's a number of use cases that we see in both IoT and analytics, and of course, data is the new oil of the economy, and therefore this is highly important for almost all companies.
And another thing I've seen is like especially SMBs and new companies, they really get confused. Like what is private cloud, what is public cloud, what is hybrid cloud, what is multi cloud. They still, I mean, no matter how many times it's defined, it's still people find it confusing. So maybe if you can just talk in brief what they are and how your offerings help them, and what in terms of implementation, what suits what. Maybe if you can speak about that, that would be very helpful.
Absolutely. So, look, enterprise environments are, like you mentioned, right? They are often a mix of cloud, right? The cloud, on-premises, data centers, and edge locations, right? So, hybrid cloud architectures help organizations integrate their on-premises and cloud operations to support a wide spectrum of use cases. Using a very common set of cloud services and tools and APIs across premises and on cloud environments. Now, we've got two very good solutions for hybrid cloud. So one is called the VMware Cloud on AWS, which basically helps migrate all VMware-based applications to AWS by the click of a button. It's very, very simple to seamlessly migrate and extend on-premises VMware vSphere-based applications to Amazon EC2 very, very easily. And the second one is a very exciting service which we call as AWS Outpost. Now, AWS Outpost is a hybrid cloud solution that brings the same AWS architecture, same service, same APIs, management tools, support, and their operating model that the customers are familiar with, right? So it's basically you can run EC2 and your EBS and container-based services on premises just as you did on cloud, right? So now these two services help customers keep some of their applications, which may be required to be kept on-prem either because they have a regulatory requirement to do so, or because they might have certain latency requirements to be kept on-prem. So you can keep those applications on-prem because of this. So now these are the two very important services that are in there in hybrid. And hybrid cloud, is something that a number of our customers are looking for adopting using these services. As far as multi-cloud is concerned, look, we believe that there are most companies will take a decision on cloud, but there will be a dominant cloud platform that most companies will decide, right? And we believe that if you take a multi-cloud decision, what you tend to do is you tend to take a decision based on the lowest common denominator. That means what happens is because you try and compare everybody on the lowest common denominator, you're not getting the best out of it. So, right. So that's why we believe a dominant cloud partner is super important. That's number one. Second, if you have a single dominant cloud provider, it's important to build skills, right? You can't build skills on everything, right? On all the clouds that are there. So it's important to build skills on that. And if you have one single dominant cloud provider, you are able to consolidate your applications, migrate to the cloud, and thereby the cloud provider can also give you, very good commercial constructs. So it's always good in a multi-cloud scenario to have a dominant cloud partner so that you can have have these three aspects taken care of.
So then, like this is what has been done. What about looking forward in the 2020s? What are the emerging technologies? Like, can blockchain be used, and what are the other emerging technologies which will take it forward?
No, absolutely. No, blockchain is a technology, Sunil, which is being used to build applications where multiple parties can interact through uh, peer-to-peer networks, or and there could be immutable transactions, and then with no central custody authority, right? So Amazon managed blockchain is a fully managed service that is making it easy to create and manage scalable blockchain networks using a fairly popular open source framework called Hyperledger Fabric, and we can also use frameworks like Ethereum as well. So developing blockchain and ledger applications is faster using such services like the Amazon managed blockchain. Amazon managed blockchain actually eliminates the heavy lifting that is involved uh, for setting up blockchain networks, right? Because if you individually go and set up blockchain networks, you don't have a managed service. With Amazon managed blockchain, you have a complete managed service, and you can reduce almost 60% of the time in hosting through the Hyperledger Fabric frameworks. So now we're seeing fairly good growth in this managed service, the Amazon managed blockchain, and 25% of all Ethereum workloads in the world actually now running on AWS. And from a performance perspective, we have 2 to 3 times faster transactions with Amazon Quantum Ledger Database (QLDB), which is a fully managed ledger database and provides a centralized, immutable, and cryptographically verifiable transaction log. Some of our enterprise customers for the Hyperledger Fabric include Nestle, Sony Music, BMW, Sage, Guardian, Workday, SGX, Splunk, and many others, right? Here in Southeast Asia, we've got a customer called Hara, which is a customer in Indonesia that has actually created a way to connect small farms in developing nations to banks and distributors of goods like seeds and fertilizers and tools. And what happens is traditionally rural farms have been ignored by the financial world, right? So because they don't really have information required to open an account or apply for credit, with Hara, this hard to obtain data on small farms is collected and then authenticated, and this gives the farmers access to resources they've never had before, right? So this is one of the great examples of blockchain technology that we use in the future.
Yeah, I like that rural thing you talked about, because I read somewhere like agri-tech can increase hundredfold in the 2020s in India, but that shows how underutilized it is. So solutions like this will really help because we are still a nation of farmers despite what we have done. So I think this is a very big thing.
I totally agree with you. Agri-tech will include many-fold, and the various applications for agri-tech that we are seeing are in seed analysis, plantation analysis, crop analysis, even predicting when a crop will harvest or not. And this is all based on analytics and machine learning tools that we've developed. And there are lots of agri-tech startups in India, as well as large, you know, seed and agriculture focused enterprise customers who are working with us on these projects. So completely agree with you on the agriculture problem.
So anyway, thank you so much for your time. It's been great talking to you.
Sunil, my pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.